Hey y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is a Heel Heat Top 10. This was actually something I was batting around in my mind today, and I was thinking, it's at that time of the year, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate, but it's a time for giving gifts. Now a lot of my friends ask me, George, what do you want for Christmas? A lot of times I'll tell them, a lot of times I'll point them to an Amazon wish list, give them some general ideas. But I came across this idea, because a lot of my friends, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of my friends are not wrestling fans. And I would think it's pretty easy. I'm a wrestling fan. You see the shirts I wear. You hear what I talk about all the time. Pick me up something related to that. They're not picking up on it. Much the same as I don't pick up on something they like that I don't particularly have interest in. So this is a top 10 Christmas/holiday present suggestions for the wrestling fan in your life. Now most of you people watching this are already wrestling fans, and maybe you're trying to get another wrestling fan a gift and you can't think of something. Or you could share this with someone that says, hey, what would you like for Christmas? And then they could have some ideas. Let's jump right into it with our number 10. The CM Punk Best in the World Blu-ray or DVD, whichever your preferred method is. I got Blu-ray personally. Probably one of the better documentary DVDs the WWE's put out. The only reason it's so low on the list is the heavy majority of you have already either got this or seen it, so it might be a redundant gift. But still a great pickup. Could probably pick it up in some of your local retailers for a little bit cheaper because it's been out for a little bit. Next one, number 9, $5 Wrestling. Now not specifically this one, this is the newest one, 5 ever. It is what it says. You could get a digital download or a DVD for $5. It's fun, good old-fashioned family entertainment wrestling. You're not going to see Ring of Honor on here, but you are going to have a lot of fun watching this. And for some of the wrestling fans that haven't seen it yet, have heard the buzz about it, this is something you can get them cheap and easy. Get them a $5 DVD. You can order them off of highspots.com. You can either order the DVD or the digital download if it's somebody, you know, if you want to surprise them, you bring them into the room, show them the DVD, show them the digital download. But, you know, definitely fun stuff, good old-fashioned fun in wrestling. Now, these aren't all DVDs. A lot of them are, though, because they're easy things to pick up. Next is the newly released Shoot Interview with Chris Hero, Volume 2 or Part 2. It's released by rfvideo.com. That's where you could go and get it. Basically, this is his first shoot interview since being released from WWE as Cassius Ohno. It's not your typical shoot where he's bitter and bashes and destroys everybody. It gives you more of a sense of the inner workings at FCW and NXT. And the reason I'm showing these folks is so people know what they look at sort of when they're shopping for them. But definitely pick it up. If you're a fan of Hero, or you just want to know how the developmental works from a guy that was in it, good thing to pick up, good thing to check out. rfvideo.com is where you can find it. And you can also find our next one, our number 7, the best of Eddie Gilbert in ECW. Now, why this specific thing? Now, a little bit of backstory on this. A lot of you may know who Eddie Gilbert is of my age group and a little bit older. He was a truly innovative wrestler. This actually happens before Paul Heyman takes over the booking in ECW. This is when it was Eastern Championship Wrestling. All this is 3 DVDs, because it's 2 in ECW, and then a best of his work in Memphis, which is even better. But this kind of shows you the beginnings of ECW, how it became what it eventually became. Also shows you one of the true classic heels in wrestling who doesn't get quite the due he deserves. Definitely worth a buy. I believe it's $12.99 on rfvideo.com. Check it out. Definitely worth picking up. Next up, one of the newer releases from, or actually, I'm sorry, I'm skipping one. Our number 6, simple, indie wrestling shirt. If you're a big enough fan that you're using this as a basis to either find somebody a gift by or show somebody a gift to look for, you like indie wrestling. Now, I picked this one. It was just the first indie shirt I found in my closet. It's an old Age of the Fall shirt. It's still put out by Jimmy Jacobs right now. A lot of indie wrestlers have their merchandise, their shirts available on ProWrestlingTees.com. Also, another good source is BarbershopWindow.com, where you could get these. I know Zane Riley and Caleb Conley, their Zane and Caleb Put Over the World YouTube show, has a shirt on Barbershop.com. A lot of good shirts there. On Pro Wrestling Tees as well, you could go wrestler by wrestler. Some TNA guys even have shirts on there. But, you know, chances are you've heard him talking about that indie guy that should have a shot. So, that's a place to look for that kind of thing. Now, our number 5. One of the newer DVDs that WWE's put out. It's the Legends of Mid-South Wrestling. Kind of a semi-documentary, mostly matches format. Some of the greatest matches of the 1980s happened here. As you can see on the cover, some of your favorites from that decade. DiBiase, Junkyard Dog, Jake the Snake, Buddy Roberts, Dr. Death, Jim Ross, Magnum TA, Bam Bam Gordy. I believe that's Butch Reed, Hacksaw Duggan, One Man Gang, Michael P.S. Hayes. I mean, a virtual who's who of wrestling at the time, and some of their best work was in that promotion. Now next, this is something you can find on highspots.com. I personally picked the Mick Foley one. I bought this for myself. It's a Mick Foley as Cactus Jack autograph. I don't know how well that's coming over on the camera. But if you go on there, they have a lot of autographs for right around $10. You can find somebody, whether it be their all-time favorite Mick Foley, or it be somebody else, you know, something else they're looking for. You can find it on there rather cheap. A nice, easy, cheap gift for that wrestling fan in your life. Again, you're going to know by the shirts they wear, by who they talk about. I have a friend of mine that absolutely hates wrestling, but they put out, as their job, they put out magazines for a living. And anytime they see CM Punk on the cover, they mention it to me because they know I'm a fan of CM Punk, just by how much I talk about it. Now, going on from that, our number 3 gift suggestion. It's a special to Kmart only. It's a Shield 3-pack of wrestling toys. Now, whether you're a wrestling toy collector or not, pretty awesome package here. Most fans of wrestling like the Shield. Either, you know, the indie fans that are fans of Ambrose and Rollins, or even Reigns. Basically, the group that's decimated the WWE for a little bit over a year now. Limited edition run with all 3 in one package. I believe it was $27.99 is what I paid for it. Great little package. Looks great to put on a shelf. You can take them out of the package if you so choose to, but it's something that would look great on someone's desk at work, or, you know, at their home on their desk. A great package. Something a little bit maybe different than what you would normally pick from. Now, our number 2 is WWE 2K14. Normally it has The Rock on the cover. I choose to invert it and put Daniel Bryan on the cover. I'm more of a Daniel Bryan fan. Absolutely great game. The latest and greatest from the WWE series. It has 30 years of WrestleMania, so you've got wrestlers pretty much over the last 30 years of wrestling, a who's who of wrestling, with very little omissions. Great game, fun game to either play online or just play by yourself. You got the beat the streak mode where you have to try and beat The Undertaker, which is damn near impossible. But a great game either way. You can pick it up for PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. I'm not sure if it's released on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, just because I haven't planned on picking one of those up yet. Great game, fun to play, easily something you could find. Now, if you've seen our top 10s before, you know before we get to number 1, we go to a best of the rest. And this is just basically stuff that just barely missed the list. Now, first off, we have another kind of shirt, a WWE shirt. Again, I just picked the first one I found out of my closet. Wyatt family shirt, pretty popular. A lot of wrestling fans enjoy them. You could go to WWE Shop Zone or shop.wwe.com, or a TNA shirt if they're more of a TNA fan, shoptna.com. You know, just a regular wrestling shirt. People enjoy them of our ilk. You got the next thing I want to mention, the books, the WWE or wrestler autobiographies. Again, I just picked the first one I could grab, which was one of the Mick Foley books. Go figure, I'm the Mick Foley mark. Easily found in any bookstore. I mean, you got Ric Flair's put out one, Arn Anderson, Bret Hart, Edge, Mick Foley's put out 4, Jericho's put out 2, Hulk Hogan, Jerry the King Lawler, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Terry Funk. A veritable who's who of wrestling has put out some sort of autobiography. You can go to your Barnes & Noble, go on Amazon.com, pick them up rather cheaply. Gives you great insight on the inner workings of their favorite wrestler's career. And last but not least, of the best of the rest, well, one of the last but not least, old DVDs. Now all these, I picked out random selection. Got FMW, Legend Dawns, that's the best of Hayabusa, Mr. Perfect DVD, The Life and Times, TNA Fan Pack, which got Beer Money and the Motor City Machine Guns, WrestleMania 18. Looked them all up after I picked them up. Every single one of them you could either find on Amazon.com or eBay.com for less than $5. Something that'd be a cheap little stocking stuffer, easy to pick up. You know, that's just a random selection. You could go on there and pick, you know, if you know somebody likes Rob Van Dam, if you know somebody likes the Road Warriors, you could pick it by their favorite wrestler. And last but not least, of the best of the rest, the ECW Unreleased Volume 2. Only reason it didn't make the top 10 to me is because it wasn't as good as Volume 1, but still a great pickup for all the fans of ECW wrestling, which there's a lot of us out there, or people that just want to know what ECW is about. Now you've seen the rest, let's get to the number 1 holiday gift present for your wrestling fan in your life. The History of the WWE has a giant 50 on the cover. It's not the greatest documentary in the world. It is pretty good though. It covers all 50 years of the WWE's history. I mean, you see some of the most historical matches in wrestling are on here. Some of the it gives you a real good insight on why WWE is, how it got to be what it is, who were the major players that brought it there, who tried to take it down, and everything about it. Documentary, it was good. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash it. It's number 1 for a reason. A really good documentary. I would have liked to see maybe 2 discs of the documentary, maybe make it a longer so you can expand on some of the things. That's just a little bit of a pet peeve. Overall, if you got a wrestling fan in your life, get them this. Unless they absolutely hate WWE, and then this would be the worst thing you would get them. But get this for them. They'll enjoy it. They'll watch it. They'll watch the matches. They'll get a better understanding of everything that goes on. But basically, that's all I have to say about that. That's my top 10 Christmas/holiday gift suggestions for the wrestling fan in your life. My name is George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.